Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome, brave, true, epic, legendary warriors. Yes, indeed. Welcome, one. Welcome, all. Greetings. Most truly, Cosmic Gateway has sprung to life yet again. This is jump number 18 back into this very, very realm, and by now you know exactly what realm this is. 427 and a blue balloon. Of course, I am the keeper, the watcher, the protector, and your realm jumping host. I am, of course, Solomon Riker. It is truly, truly an honor, and of course, we're gonna rock it wild here. Gonna bring that unfiltered, blissful mayhem.
One man, one bucket, one chance to seize their destiny together.
And we
Stanley
shall.
clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Of course, of course. Of course, of course.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
How interesting. Two friends together on an unknown adventure. Onward!
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I know where we're going. I know exactly where we're going,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Roach.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. No, we do not. Now, I have indeed been down here again with the bucket. And the bucket is not allowed down here, but we are going to find out what happens if we can change something, if something different will occur, because possibilities are endless indeed. Who knows?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Here we go. You see, I remember this. If you have been here
now
before
then,
with us.
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
I cannot.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Yep, right, here we go. I remember this, right?
Is this a bucket?
It's not, no. Well, I clicked last time, if you remember we were here, I clicked that this was a bucket, and apparently, I think it was version 1, it was a hologram of a bucket. Now I'm going to click it's not a bucket, and he's probably going to tell me it is a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a
yes!
bucket, not an actual bucket.
Right, okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I need to remember. It wasn't a bucket.
Correct.
Yes!
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
That was it.
Actual bucket.
Yep. We're rocking it, we're rolling it.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
I can't remember. I think that was a bucket.
Incorrect.
Ah, that was
This is
a
a
bucket.
bucket.
Yeah. That was a bucket. I remember they put one in there for us, and then the tractor comes along. Yep.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
It is, isn't it? It's not a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
Yeah.
I thought this was a gimmick. How on
Yep.
earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. Oh,
Is this a bucket?
It's not a bucket. This is a bucket, isn't it? It's a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
This is a bucket. Of course, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Of course, that's a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Don't remember. We'll say yes. It's not a bucket.
Trick
It is a
question.
bucket.
Both. Gotcha.
Oh,
Item...
Any more?
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Okay. Oh. Can we move from here? We cannot. And the doors are locked. Okay. BAM!
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course
Exactly.
it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No?
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Yes, our little secret it will be. Everything is a bucket. Everything is a bucket. It's all buckets. It's all... Ooh, that'd have been a good... Ooh, we might try
Just
that.
a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's that noise? Why? Why does that make such a noise? How interesting. Now, I did have a think, right? I did think that if we end up going down that way, but we can't, can we? Because if we go down that way, it will take us to the red and blue door, but we can't get down that way with the bucket, because I thought that if we go down that way with the bucket and end up in the other realms where the games come to life, we can't, because What else is there to do? What else?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
It's bucket time.
I have an idea. Maybe. Have we... I think we've been down there with the bucket, haven't we?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We've been all the way down there with the bucket, haven't we? Like, all the way down there. Right? You know where I'm talking? The deep, deep down. I think. Did we ever... We ended the... Have we... What? Did we ever... I'm trying to remember if we ever entered the red door.
Here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss... Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Yeah, just cover us in stickers.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Just, all the stickers, that's what we want. That is exactly what we want. Close that. Executive bathroom time. Yep, that's what you want. My favourite magazine. I'm subscribed to Executive Bathroom Time. But yeah, I think we've been all the way down there with the bucket. I'm certain we have. I mean... Hold on. Will anything happen if I randomly click the buttons? You know what? I'm beginning to suspect that this elevator does nothing. Like, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it makes the noise, it plays the music, it, moves a little bit, vibrates, shimmy, shakes, but I don't think it does anything. No, I don't think there's anything in here. I mean, I don't think there's anything in there. Yeah. Just not hidden, is it? Nothing hidden, nothing. You gotta look for secrets, see what you can uncover and discover. Yeah. What happens if I go in now and click 3?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any... The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable spark from somewhere deep within.
Ooh, secrets revealed! Now I'm going to keep clicking 3 and see if anything else comes to life, but it probably won't. Because we've already been there. We already did this. We already walked that path, went down that road, and sadly nobody showed up. Nothing happened. We tried. But it wasn't meant to be.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Like 4.
2845.
All right. 2843. 2845, yeah. We got it. We know it all too well.
By sheer luck.
We know it all too well.
Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Indeed it is. Makes sense, makes perfect sense. Truly does. Truly makes perfect sense. Down we go. All the way down we go. To uncover the secrets.
The elevator raced downward. plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
But what happens if we head above? As above,
Wait,
so
Stanley
below.
said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Okay, what happens if we do this? We head on up, but we do not press the number 3. What happens if we get up there and we do not touch the number 3? What happens if we maybe touch another number? Press another number!
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
What about number 5? What about number 5? What about that? Will number 5 do anything for you? Will number 5 work its magic? Or does it have to be the
After
number
taking
3?
some time to show the bucket around the boss's office, Stanley at last went to the keypad, where he began eagerly pressing the number 3 again and again.
Nope, ain't happening. We ain't touching the number 3. The number 3's staying out of this. The number 3 is not being pushed. We're doing number 5. Or we could have doubled it and done the number 6. But that would have been quite a demonic one indeed, would it not? Or we could have gone just one over and done the number 4. But we're trying 5. And nothing seems to be coming of it. So we might just walk away. I just want to walk away. You get the idea with that. And down we go.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
But Stanley wasn't slamming the number 3 repeatedly. Stanley was not slamming the number 3 repeatedly. But what happens if Stanley goes back up? What happens?
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Do you see what I see? Do you feel what I feel? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you see what I see? Do you feel?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion.
I think we're in it now.
He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing.
We're in it.
The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Good.
Stanley
Down we
and the
go.
bucket was so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Perhaps, but according to the reality.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
There it is. There it is. What happens if we turn and run back quickly as we can? That is how we do it. That is what we must do. Return and destroy it all. But we did say we would go deep, deep down, and we would see what lies there. But I think we have. I think it's the Bucket Museum. I think if we go down, deep, deep down, it will take us to the Bucket Museum.
Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
But we're going to try it. We're going to do 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 it.
It's death for Stanley and the bucket.
Not death. Not death at all. We're just stepping into the unknown. Going deeper. Trying to uncover more and more secrets. Things that lie within. We will find them. Truly, we will find them. Here we go. I feel we have been down here with the bucket. I feel that we truly have. Yes. Indeed.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Not today, said the bucket and Stanley. Oh, yes!
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Yes, it most certainly was. We have been here and we know exactly what this place is. It's the history of the buckets, the exhibit of creation, how the buckets were crafted and created and given life. We know this place.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. That actually means a lot. Means a lot to me that you said that. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. There's a chair here. Shall we sit? Shall we take a seat? Shall we? Shall we? I believe we shall.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Perhaps so. Well, we all know where this road leads. To the bucket. To the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
That went to plan. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Quite a bit indeed. Yeah, quite a bit. Good plan. Yep, that's how it be. So it be. Love it. Love it. Onward we go. Onward we go. Most truly, onward we go. Yes, indeed!
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Yes, what is weather? That was the idea I had. Yes, I had the idea. I don't think we did that. Did we? I do not think we did. Right, we're going to check that out and we're going to try that now.
Set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
This is the idea.
Perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're groovy. Epic.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Off we go.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Off you go. Prove yourself.
Now listen carefully,
indeed.
This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Through the red door. No, we did the blue. We're doing the blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm certain.
I think we're communicating properly.
I'm certain we've been through
Stanley,
the red door.
all right, fine, go ahead,
right.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of
Right.
this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
We've done that, right?
You see?
Certainly
There's
have.
nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Right, now what we're going to do is, he's given us a third option. We're going to go through... Wait, did I try this before? I think I did, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I did. I remember now. I remember you go through the other door and it still puts you back. Yep, I remember. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
I'm going to stop you there.
Yep.
Tell me about your experience with this new version.
We'll move up.
Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
Savagery.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Is this
Let's take a look.
Is this... Yeah. We're out. We're gone. We're leaving. We're out. We don't want it. No. We don't like it. We don't want it.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
We know what this is. We know exactly what this is.
Testing.
No, it won't be.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
If it's exactly what I think.
In this game, the baby...
We're out. We're gone. We're resetting. We hold the power. We're doing it. We ain't playing that for 4 hours. Oh, it messes with my head. It messes with my brain.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh wait, that was the idea, wasn't it? That was what I was going to try. Hold on. Give it a spin. Give it a whirl. I don't think it's going to work. Right.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh! It's changed! Oh, it's different out there! Oh, it's different. Oh! Right, well, we're gonna leave this one to rest. We're gonna set this adventure to rest right here before we take a step outside that door. 424. We're gonna rock it some more indeed. Yes, this has been the adventures through Cosmic Gateway into the very realm Stanley Parable. This is Stanley Parable 2, but we started at the Stanley Parable, the OG original realm creation. Holy hell, how much time has flown by. This is jump number 18. Our next adventure will be jump number 19. What? Nearly hitting 20 there. My damn. Of course, I have been the keeper, the watcher, the protector, your realm jumping host, Solomon Riker, on this adventure through Cosmic Gateway to the realm of Stanley Parable. Thank you kindly for each and every one of you brave, true, epic, legendary adventurers for joining us on this very, very adventure into this very realm. Deep dive, exploring, uncovering all its secrets, keeping on flowing into the unknown. What more can we uncover? What more can we discover when we return for jump number 19? Holy hell, sends a shiver down that spine. It's time. It's damn time. Hell to the yes. I hope to see each and every one of your legends in the next realm jumping adventure. Rock and roll! And keep it demonically wild.